Hi, it's Ashleigh from Sweet Dreams Bake Shop, and welcome back to my channel where I make a lot of cake and cookie decorating tutorials as well as give a lot of baking business tips. And we are back for another video where I'm going to be showing you how to fix some of those cake pop mistakes. Now, I've done a video all about the basics of cake popping, if that is a verb, but basically I'm going to be showing you today how to make upside down cake pops that aren't going to tip over. And I'll also be showing you how to make those cute little hearts on the top, and they're fully made out of chocolate. First off, we're going to start with candy melts. To get these really nice and smooth and to loosen it up a bit, you are going to need a little bit of flavorless oil. Coconut oil is a really great one. If you don't add enough, what ends up happening is that things get really chunky and your chocolate will start sliding off. So this is how you get a super smooth, beautiful cake pop. You are also going to need to use something like a candy melt or a wafer. Usually I say whatever chocolate you want works, but you need to make sure that you have these little round circles. If you want to, you can go through the extra trouble of creating those round circles, letting them dry, and then placing your cake pop on there. But I think it's just so much easier to get rid of that step and buy the candy melts or the wafers as is. You may notice that I'm also dipping the stick into the chocolate first and then placing it into the cake ball. The reason I do this is so that nothing is sliding off. I also want to mention that I'm using quite heavy sprinkles. I don't actually recommend this for cake pops, but it's all that I had on hand, and the little black hearts were really cute for Valentine's. In general, I recommend lighter sprinkles. Quins are okay, but maybe get smaller ones. This is just another design option. When I am doing little squiggles like this on top of the cake pop, I make sure that I'm using the melted wafers or candy melts that do not have any flavorless oil added to them. I find when I use that, it just gets too thin and then you don't get a really nice design on it. Using that same chocolate in a piping bag, I am piping these hearts. I use a Silpat because then it doesn't wrinkle the way that I find parchment does. You can also use acetate sheets as well. This method works really well when you don't have the particular chocolate mold that you need and when you want a really thin design. People don't necessarily like to eat a big chunk of chocolate on their cake pops, so this helps add that really beautiful something without it being a royal icing transfer and it's still chocolate. I've seen a lot of different methods for working with chocolate. This one works best for me because I don't necessarily have a stovetop right next to me when I'm working on projects like this. And I don't have pans that can be heated without any oil or butter on them without damaging them. And also going back and forth between the stove to heat something up and bring it back to my workspace. So using a torch really helps. And I'm basically taking a bench scraper that I normally use for cakes, heating that up, and then using that to make sure that my chocolate is the right shape. You will want to use gloves for this process because your own fingers will have way too many oils and it'll just be really difficult to handle the chocolate without melting it. And also, I must say that this is way easier with candy melts than if you use actual chocolate. If you use actual chocolate, you're going to need to temper your chocolate before doing this step. I was playing around with a few design options here, so that's why you might notice I'm trying different things and trying to place it in different places. And to attach your chocolate, you can do one of two things. You can have a bag of melted chocolate on hand, just give it a little dab and then place your chocolate on. But I find it's a little bit easier to just torch the chocolate very lightly and very quickly and then place that chocolate piece on. Everything just adheres really nicely. Sometimes when you do the chocolate on chocolate method, it can take a little bit longer for things to attach, and you don't want to be sitting there holding your chocolate. If you want to go all the way back to the basics, definitely check out this video in the upper right hand corner where I show you from start to finish how to actually make the cake balls themselves. Thanks so much for watching, guys. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe so you can be part of the Sweetie fam. Right now, I'm uploading weekly, so make sure you hit that notification bell so you know when I upload. Also, be sure to comment, request, or ask a question. I love hearing from you guys. And if you want more baking content, be sure to head on over to the Bake Down podcast. Bye!